Indeed, I see that all the participants are still willing to take action so that we can be aligned with Paris Agreement again. So yes, some of the actions have been too slow, but based on international organizations' calculations, International Energy Agency, for example, helped us to prepare our global pledge to triple renewables and double energy efficiency measures. And based on that, we can say that if everybody steps up the efforts, we can be on track. Tripling renewables is for us the most important agreement. More than 121 countries aligned. And that means that from our side, we are also willing to help these countries who might even not have full access to electricity, but who are willing to cover their growing electricity demand with the help of renewables. And we have a plan how we will cover this growing energy demand by bringing online 11 terawatts of renewable power. I have been traveling around. I do see that there is interest across Africa, but also there are major players like China who for sure sees an opportunity because they have this large share of production of solar power plants at their portfolio.
تحدثت عن موضوع الصين، سأعود إلى هذه النقطة لأنها مهمة جدا، ولكن قبل ذلك اليوم عم نشوف أنه في وجود كبير لشركات النفط والغاز وتعهدات بتقليل الانبعاثات وأعطاء أرقام واضحة وتواريخ واضحة. كيف رأيتي هذه المشاركة غير المسبوقة لشركات كانت دائما تعتبر المتهم الأول في الانبعاثات وفي تغيير المناخ؟
I think that the signal that oil and gas industry has given us, that they are also willing to play their part, is very important, because we cannot continue as usual, and our end date cannot be 2050. We have to start already now to cut emissions also from this sector. And one of the priorities for the European Commission is an announcement that we will peak our emissions as soon as possible. And that means that the tools that oil and gas industry can use, carbon capture for example, help us to achieve this carbon peak in the very near future.
كنا تحدثنا عن موضوع الصين. أنا بعرف أنه كان لك زيارة مؤخرا للصين وتم النقاش حول إيجاد توازن بالتعامل مع هذا البلد الكبير والمتقدم جدا من ناحية الطاقة النظيفة وتكنولوجيا الطاقة النظيفة. هناك تم إقرار بالاتحاد الأوروبي فتح تحقيق بخصوص أي تعامل غير عادل من قبل الصينيين في هذه الجزئية بالتحديد. والبعض يقول بأن أوروبا تعتمد بشكل كبير على التكنولوجيا الصينية وعلى كل المنتجات الصينية المتعلقة بالطاقة النظيفة. كيف لكم أن تحققوا التوازن الصح ما بين الاستفادة من هذا الزخم ومن هذا التقدم الصيني وبالمقابل إعطاء الفرصة أيضا لأوروبا لأن تعمل على هذا المجال بما يخدم المواطن؟
Indeed, we had EU-China energy dialogue in Beijing back in October, and there we discussed our energy policies and how China plans to increase their renewable production and what Europe does from our side. I assured my Chinese counterpart that Europe will keep our market open, but as we will install significantly more solar panels and build more wind mills in the years to come, and we already know that this year will be another record year for solar in Europe, then some of these devices that we will need, we will produce in Europe. We don't want to end up in very significant dependence on only one single supplier. But that doesn't mean that we will close our market to any of the producing countries, but they have to keep in mind that the products that they will sell have to be sustainable. We will prioritize circularity so that one day the solar panels will not end up in as a waste, but the valuable materials that are there in the panels could be reused. And that means, of course, some research also from industry side.
سيدة سيمسون، في بداية العام التقيت أنا وياك في مصر، وكنت تحدثت وإياك عن استراتيجية أوروبا في الطاقة، وقلت بأن هناك خطأين كانوا اتبعت يعني أدت بأوروبا لأن يكون هذا الاعتماد الكامل على الطاقة الروسية وسببت الأزمة. الأول أنه لم يكن هناك مخزونات استراتيجية لأوروبا، والثاني هو الاعتماد على شخص واحد أو شريك واحد يقدم لكم الطاقة، ممول واحد للطاقة، مورد واحد للطاقة. اليوم وبعد مرور فترة تعتبر طويلة تحولت فيها أوروبا إلى الكثير من المصادر وقامت بالكثير من الإجراءات، هل تستطيعين أن تقولين لنا أين تقف أوروبا الآن من هذين الموضوعين؟ ما الذي قمتم به حتى اليوم؟
I can tell you that different emergency measures helped us to be better prepared for this winter. So for this winter, the heating season just started for Europe and our underground gas storages are full. We know that we will handle this winter very well, but it doesn't say that we can be complacent. We have built up new partnerships, strengthened the existing ones, but I think that most important decision that we made was that we prioritized fuel switch. Where it was possible to replace natural gas with renewables, we did so. And that demanded immense investment, but at the same time, in the years to come, that means that we are less dependent on imports, and we can replace some of the power that we consume with homegrown renewables. And that is also creating new green jobs across Europe and allows us to explain also across Europe why green transition is actually part of our growth strategy.
اليوم ما تزال هناك الكثير من الأصوات حول التخلص تماما من الوقود الأحفوري في مزيج الطاقة التي يستخدمها العالم. ما هي أو ما هو التعبير الأصح الذي نستطيع أن نستخدمه حول الوقود الأحفوري اليوم؟ هل هو التخلص من الوقود الأحفوري، التخلص من الانبعاثات الناتجة عنه، هل التقليل منه، وهل أو ترين بأنه المزيج الصح هو فقط المعتمد على الطاقة النظيفة والمتجددة؟
I think that the pragmatic approach that works for everybody is to achieve carbon peak as soon as possible. That means that we will globally cut our emissions, and this is a key. Even keeping in mind that the energy demand will be growing because we do have still 700 million people across globe who don't have any access to electricity. So achieving carbon peak, well, our preference would be yesterday, but if it's tomorrow, it is also a promising step forward.